Hi, welcome to podcast episode 48 of GrandLine Grinders. Okay, not cool. But okay, so today we're going to be talking about, Bandai released a format talking about the Pirate Party format. So basically they wanted to do like an off-meta leaders. We're going to talk about that format a little bit today. Maybe we'll have time to get into also, I know there's going to be a couple weeks. There's going to start another round of extra format. I don't know if we want to get into that at some point too. I don't know if you guys are planning on even playing it. But so I know there's extra regulation format is going to be coming soon. And also this format here. We're going to talk about it. What leaders were banned from the format. And then what leaders we think could be really good. And just kind of deep dive into what the format probably look like. Maybe. And see how good it actually would actually you should probably be bringing to it. How are you guys doing today? Starting with RePreach.
Bueno.
That's it. Okay. How you doing, favorite Anime Villian?
Doing fine. Got top 8 at a store championship yesterday.
That's
recovering from the weekend. Did like 12 hours of driving between the 2 days. It was exhausting.
Yeah, that's kind of why actually this podcast is a little late. He did do quite well in the tournament, and of course he drove a lot, so we wanted to give him a little bit of time to rest. So that's why it's coming out the day after normal. So we're going to dive right in. Of course, the normal power rankings. I don't want to talk too much into this because I want to hype up into what potential leaders are going to be for this format. I'm not sure if are you guys going to be playing this format?
The Pirate Party format? Mm-hmm. Emu format? No. Absolutely not.
Probably not for a hot minute.
So
extra grand battles for sure. That sounds fun.
So the format at least for there's only one more week I think technically of store championships. I'm pretty sure there's one more week, or it might have actually end this.
I think it ends like Friday maybe. If it's still going, this is the last week of it.
Yeah. So in reference to that, like Nami has picked up quite a bit of losing matchups. I thought it used to be favored in the Mihawk. Maybe I was wrong. But a little interesting that it's kind of losing across the board now. P&L is picking up more winning matchups because Teach came into the format.
Yeah, that's funny because people have been like bringing Teach back because it's supposed to be favored into NL, but if you just play a 1 cost every turn and you swing, you know? Teach already doesn't run that many 2Ks.
I mean, to Teach is weird, right? So if it could find its black holes correctly and can actually reduce the cost and then black hole it, and then now it can have a shot, but
at that point it's removing the 6 cost, but it's not like it has to establish multiple. Is it Doc Q? Or is it Stronger? Whichever one rests to pop the 1 cost. That's like pretty annoying when they establish that. But I'm more worried about them establishing a Doc Q than removing my 6 cost to now. Like, yeah. You know what's stronger than a 6 cost to L into Teach? An Ohm plus a dog.
Valid too.
Reiju as well.
Yeah.
Well, Reiju is tricky because if they see a black hole, it kills it without reduction because it just negates the effect and then pops it because it's a 4.
Interesting. So, I don't know on top of my head because I haven't actually done and seen that line yet.
It's that literally sense. Just how it works. It's the same way that black hole can technically kill a Burgess because it negates the effect of the card and then it KOs it if it's a 4.
Yeah, I remember that part. I never really thought about it in the context of like the Revolutionary Army cards that get the +4.
Yep.
Like, I never thought like, okay, well, yeah, technically they would lose that +4, which is going to get popped.
It is technically good into some of those cards, specifically like the 4 costs, or like Nightmare Luffy, the 7 cost, as well as Pirate Docking 6. If you do like a Van Augur to minus by 3 cost, and then you use the Black Vortex or the Black Hole, whatever the 4-cost event is. I always mix them up.
You're right, black hole.
It just pops them because it negates the effect of them gaining the plus to their cost. So they're now they're at the 4 or under threshold, and it removes them because their effect has been negated.
Fair. Yeah, so I guess that is so the 1-drops in the Holy are probably the better cards. You definitely need to teach.
Absolutely. Teach crumbles into like really aggressive decks, like fast aggro. It's not super great into.
Yeah, I think it would have to basically go to dock Q, wait 2 turns, or wait a turn or 2. Yeah, before you play the Van Augur.
You don't even really need the Van Augur.
Well, you need it for Holy.
Oh no, you just use a black hole on the Holy immediately.
Yeah.
You get it off the field as soon as possible, or you're maybe holding a black spiral counter event when they swing with it. But if the NL player if they have the dog and the ohm out, I guess no. If they swing the ohm first, or if they swing the Holy first, you could just negate it, and then neither of the cards would have double attack. But it's very specific.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, because like Teach is a weird deck because like, there's just like 2 separate builds of it. Like I believe the Turbo Burgess version is the one that plays all the blockers, the VV blocker and etc.
I think so.
And then you have.
I've seen people using Devon again, but I think that's mostly just for extra blockers in general.
Well, Devon was always like a tech 1, right? So if she shows up in the deck as a 1-of, because she got back by Kuzan. So it's not, like it's not really much of a downside just running 1 copy. She's a 1K.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that more people are standard on that now because you can bring it back off of the Kuzan, so you get the card draw for like the replacement of playing.
I believe I would imagine she's not more for the blocker per se. She's more for the banish. Right?
No,
because it helps against yellow.
Into Nami or like yellow specifically, sure, but like into a Nell where it can be annoying to move through multiple blockers every turn. Like if you establish a Teach and then the Teach doesn't get cleared, the next turn you establish a Devon and like a Caribou, the NL player is probably not winning.
Yeah, or 6-drop Kuzan.
Whatever. If you establish like 2 blockers or like even more so 3 blockers, you're fucking cooking. And NL's really good at eating through cards and like board control, but it can be hard to clear through multiple blockers in a single turn.
It depends, right? Because you also, I mean, the Mammogram could rest down most of their blockers. So
it can rest down by itself the Caribou. Everything else has to be. Yes,
6K, I think
they both are. Do you want to go and read Mamaragon? It rests
at 5. It's 5. I know. I was just thinking back in my head. I remember trying to remember what their actual power was because I didn't have.
So, like, in the same way that, like, it's only Mamaragon plus 1 other card. It's Mamaragon plus 1 other card for any blocker in Teach. Because, like, even 10 cost is just a Divine Departure and a Mamaragon. Like, it's all 2-card combos. But if you're, like, having to do that with 2 different characters. So, if you have to clear through 2 blockers, if one of them's a Caribou and one of them's a Teach, you have to have Divine Departure, Mamaragon, and Elthor. If it's Teach and Devon Kuzan, you have to have Keaton, Divine Departure, double Mamaragon. That's 4 cards out of your hand. That's 4 cards that you would have had to be saving specifically for that sort of thing to happen. It's kind of resource intensive. Like, it's not impossible, but like if they get the 2 blockers down and then they're not able to clear for lethal and you establish another blocker, that's when it gets tricky. Like when Enel has already spent a turn or two because you're building up blockers throughout the game, so they're burning through their Mamaragons or their Elthors, it gets really hard to close out when you just double blocker up at the end of the game. Is more what I meant.
Yeah. Okay.
Or it can be. It can be very resource intensive.
Yeah, so it's like, so back in the context of, I guess, of this list here, it's like, yeah, so Enel, honestly, I think it's looking better and better. Like, I'm kind of curious to see what the build is now.
No blockers, Senor Pink, and maybe Frankie. This one has blockers. Wait, hold on. This is almost Aaron TCG's list. Almost.
Aaron's, yeah.
-1 Vari, +1 Divine Departure. This is Aaron's list.
Which makes sense because he was, I think he got first with Purple Enel in the rankings.
Yeah, he was first for for a week with Purple Enel, and he's bouncing around like top 10 all the time.
Yeah, so it would make sense that his list made it, and Enel, turns out 3 of them, it's not a joke. People keep trying to cut this card for Pink and I think another Reiju also, because like I played 4 of these, so I mean, you can't go wrong. Like, this deck is very...
No, but like they have kind of compromised their one costs a little bit. They're obviously valuing finding events over other things, but like this, I feel like this list specifically is maybe catered a little bit more towards playing into a Nami and less playing into a mirror match.
Yeah, because mirror matches, the person I faced said that Frankie was like kind of like the goat that came in the mirror. But I don't know.
Frankie is okay in the mirror. Senor Pink and Shura are much better. Because Shura gives you like rush to push again that turn, and Pink just grabs you like one of your spent events back from the trash. So it's just extra resource that you get to recycle.
But then again, he was, and again, I think we talked about this last week. I can't remember if he did or not, but yeah, he replaced Holy for 4 Frankies.
Who did?
The person that won my Sword Championship.
Oh yeah, you did mention that. I'm still not a huge fan of it, but
because he was like, it makes the mirror better by quite a bit over Holy, because Holy is he's under pressure that's kind of useless in the mirror.
I strongly disagree. Smacking your opponent with a 9k double attack is pretty good. Or like they have to like Gamma Knife Elthor or Gamma Knife Mamaragon, in which case, cool. Give me 2 of your important cards to get rid of a 3 cost.
Yeah, I mean, but I understand his reasoning though, because his reasoning was more in the lines of, in a world where there's so much removal at the time, like when we did the last one, he was like, it just comes down and immediately gets removed. So literally, I got no extra value out of it. At least Frankie comes down on play, discard a card, a brick, and draw 2. Like, it actually has inherent value when it comes down immediately. But
do you want to know a secret? Even the bricks in this deck are important. There's no like free discard.
Yeah, the only one that's like really a brick in this deck is Enel and the dragon.
The 6 cost Enel, the dragon, and the Gamma Knife. But Gamma Knife, you aren't really trying to depending on the matchup, you're not even playing Frankie, is the thing. Like, Frankie is so bad in Nami. Or like, not that it's bad, but it's worse in Nami than the dog.
But yeah, so like he's definitely playing this. I'm pretty sure this is Aaron's list. He's playing a lot more.
It's very close. And I don't think it's exactly his list, but it's a couple, like 1 or 2 cards off.
And I was surprised there's no Divine Departures, but
yeah, it looks like they cut it for an extra Vari, which is like favorable for Thriller Bark bullshit.
But yeah, other than that, there's not a lot of changes here. Mihawk looks like it has a good spread at the back. Crocodile has gained some two good matchups. That probably means there's better players probably on the Crocodile. Unlike
Goddamn,
previously.
how is Crocodile even in the top 10 right now with its matchup spread being so abysmal?
Because it's just one of those weird decks like where it has about 50%. Actually, I think it's technically favored into a Nell.
It's clearly
weirdly
not.
enough, it's kind of weird here. I mean, especially if they go. Yeah, I guess whoever goes first probably wins the game.
I don't say that's always the case, but yes,
Most likely the case.
Enel does like to go first.
And weirdly enough, I always thought Crocodile didn't want to go first, but based on statistics, it does want to go first.
Crocodile likes to go first into Enel when Enel plays the dog, and on 5 they can go Bon Clay into Daw's Bones plus Wednesday.
I mean, even based off the data I think I've seen, it's even outside of just Enel. It wants to go first all the time. So I was playing it wrong when I tried it originally. And so it makes sense because you want to rob it.
I think the format has shifted. I don't think it's always the deck that's wanted to go first. I think you've like shored up your first curve a little bit, adding the Luffy's into the deck. But even that's like it's still a little rough. Because you just don't have anything good to do until 5. But that's just the deck in general. I mean, like, you don't have anything good to do until 4, regardless.
So yeah, I mean, because like your objective is to play a couple 1s on your 3-dawn turn, and then most likely you're gonna need a couple dawns on your lead anyways. Because I mean, Ace is a 6K, and so on. So like, you basically would have to make it where you could at least get 6-7 across by your lead to get that a little bit of life off. But still. I mean, there's not much to really talk about here. Black is making a comeback with Emu, of course. Emu,
Ace
Croc,
is actually on the W side right now.
Yeah, Emu is back at 54% win rate, which is kind of surprising.
It goes back to being goodbye bye.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm not excited. 100% win rate into Croc.
That's crazy.
That I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't think I've ever seen a 100% win rate.
How much y'all want to bet? It's literally 3 or 4 games.
Could be.
It's possible.
And I mean, guys, the Crocodile was a deck that, like I said, you cannot make a single mistake. So if you never played in the emo matchup, maybe you don't know how to pilot that correctly. I don't know.
You can also just Giga Brick in Crocodile.
Yeah, especially with the newer list, they cut some 2Ks for the Luffy, so they even have less 2Ks.
And like the Luffy's good in what it does, and it's a 1K, but it's still less overall counter power. And the Luffy's not like searchable or able to be grabbed back.
Yeah, but interesting stuff. We're gonna go ahead and dive into the second half part because it's gonna be the bulk of the conversation. So, talking about getting prepped into the pirate format, basically we're looking at what EBO3 would be, give or take some scenarios here, right? So,
not really, because we don't have any of the block 1 cards, which changes things dramatically.
And plus, we don't have the some of these leaders did gain some new stuff from EBO4 and OP16 as well, but you're right. Some of these leaders did play some older cards, like Bonnie.
Like, yeah, Bonnie for sure, which is arguably always a decent choice. Rayleigh lost a tech card or 2, not that anyone's running it, but like Nami specifically losing Red Rock is kind of crazy for an older format. Like, Red Rock's not necessarily that good at the moment because Enel is so like good, but Nami's already really good into Enel, so that doesn't matter. Well, you're not worsening the matchup because of it.
Well, thankfully for us, Nami is banned, so
yeah, true.
And
that
so
is the other thing.
Ace. So Boa Hancock is probably the best yellow deck left over, or ST29 Luffy. Arguably are the better two leftover yellow decks. Maybe Yellow Nell.
It's Yellow NL.
I figured that was coming because you are a
Certified
Shirahoshi's
NL.
pretty solid.
Shirahoshi dies super hard into Emu.
Yeah, so that's going to be one of the main pillars that we're going to be having to address here. So based off this EBO4 meta, again, like, so we have Boa. You can't really take this with a grain of salt because this is probably with Borsalino plus the other combo. So this is probably not going to be 19.
Quasar Borso.
Yeah.
Yep.
OP01 wall is banned or rotated. Emu got 8
I don't think we can base it off of a format that's already existed. I think we just have to pull up the leaders and talk about them that way. Because like OP10 Law, it doesn't have half of its good cards anymore. It doesn't have Blocker Law or Restand Law.
Well, I was looking more like what historically has that leader been able to accomplish? Like, that's what I was looking at. So like OP13 Sabo, like 11 wins. So like that actually is a good starting point for him at least. Maybe he could pivot into this format.
Is
of course,
it?
we all know that the meta is going to be probably defined around Emu.
Yeah, so like it doesn't really matter how good other decks have been in the past. Like it is more based on the cards that they have access to right this second and how well they're going to play into Emu format.
Yeah,
because Emu is the best deck in the list of leaders that are allowed to be played.
Well, I was looking at it more because at this time, Emu would have been prominent still. So that's what I was seeing what they could have done when Emu was still at the close to the top.
Right, but it wasn't exactly the same situation because we have cards that don't exist anymore and we have leaders that don't exist anymore because of the format. Like removing 10, 12 leaders out of the pool gives like so much more variance. Some decks just hard gatekeep other decks.
That is true.
Like back in OP13, you could run a deck that was good into Ace, or you could run a deck that was good into Emu. You couldn't run a deck that was good into both of them. It didn't exist.
So what do you think would be the triangle? Most likely in this situation.
You're so obsessed with this triangle.
Dog, not every format has to be a triangle. Not every format is a triangle.
Most of them, top 3% of decks would be, and there's always usually one that counters the other, and etc. Which is why I would think, based off at least before this last set, Rosie was the top dog before OP15 came out, and most of OP15 leaders are banned, sadly.
Rosie was one of the two best decks, very bad in Tanami, and it was only in that position for half a format.
Yes,
it was between EBO 3. It's okay into Emu. A good Emu player is going to thrash you. They're going to throw lines that you've never seen before. Overall, Rosie's good into Emu, for sure. But, like, it's not just a free game.
I never said it was. These are two top dogs for a reason. Either way you look at it, the Emu player could win or the Rosie player could
win. Rosie...
Go ahead, Fave.
Bad into Ace, bad into Nami.
Yeah,
bad into any blue removal, basically.
Most of those
and that's what dog. I was gonna say is just because it's good into Emu doesn't mean it's good into anything else that matters.
Every leader he's naming.
No, Kebbie, what you're talking about? You said, in this format, it was the top dog. It was number one.
It had a good matchup spread into Emu.
It wasn't in that format. So I'm rebuttaling something that you said about a specific example and building the conversation off of that, not jumping back to the pirate party because you didn't bring up an example based around the pirate party. You said in this period of time it was top dog, except into blue, where it wasn't. Like, yes, I think it'll probably be good in pirate party because it's good into emu, for sure. But that's not what you were talking about.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're right, because at the time when we were talking about it, I remember you made the comment saying you think it's the best deck in the format at the time.
I did say that.
Yeah.
I did, for sure.
And
I said it was a super sleeper pick.
as well. So, like, I couldn't imagine it falling out of the meta defining in this world where all the best decks are gone. Lucy's gone, Savo's gone.
In this specific format where all of the things that were good into emu are also kind of like the things that were playable into emu were also good into Rosinante. All of that got removed. Yeah, Rosinante is going to be one of the best decks. But I, again, don't think it's necessarily going to be a triangle format. Jungle formats exist.
Yes, they do. But typically, even like in most cases scenarios that I talk about, like most of the time, either it's a triangle or it's a rectangle. As in, those 4 decks take up so much high percentage of the meta shares that they actually are the quote-unquote triangle or rectangle.
But you're completely, like, putting off the fact that just because there's such a large representation of those 3 or 4 decks, the jungle meta provides the fact that a lot of other stuff can play well into this meta. Like, it's not just about the decks that are most played. It's about what does well.
Yeah, it's a mixture of both. Yes. It plays well into the meta, and it also has a high percentage of the representation. I mean, being represented. Those are usually what defines the meta defining decks. So yeah. I
don't know if Rosinante is considered a meta defining deck,
because what has to play around Rosante, or what do you have to pick in order to dodge Rosante?
That's the question. I've never actually,
because like that's what means meta defining, is it actually makes you have to pick a choice that you would otherwise not have to make if this did not exist. In the case of Rosante, I don't think anybody's going to go like, oh, I'm going to change my deck because it's bad into Rosante.
I think there are some decks that are just going to be bad into it, but there are a ton of decks that are not bad into it.
I mean,
like off the top of my head, like KebbieG, probably pretty good into it. Rayleigh, probably crazy good into it. Anything that has an unblockable event, pretty fucking good into it. Anything that can like reduce power or rest and stun, so like any green, the whole thing that Rosinante does is build out it heals a little bit more now because it got the secret rare law, but it builds up a board of blockers.
Yes, it does.
So if you can play around blockers, so any red deck that has Roger in it.
I would say the most competitive one of those is probably Roger or VV.
It's probably VV.
I think it's VV. Roger actually is semi-favored, and it's pretty reasonable in the emu.
We're not talking about emu. We're talking about what plays into Rosinante.
I know. I'm trying to like think. About
I think that Vivi, a deck that can apply pressure with big bodies every single turn, is a little bit better than something that has to find its pieces to ramp and then still is a little slow.
Slow?
Roger? Yeah, that deck is slow as fuck. You put out 1 body per turn. You get giga cooked by a ton of shit. Your gimmick is being a bigger leader than you should be, but any deck that can scale with Dawn growth does fine into it.
So, I guess technically Sabo can as well. Sabo also plays Roger.
Sure does.
And played Zora. So it also could be a pretty reasonable matchup.
So does Red Yellow Bonnie. So does...
Yes.
I guess Bello Betty doesn't, but they could.
They could, but I don't know if they would.
You know what else probably plays good into Rosinante? Krieg. Krieg is probably insane into Rosinante.
That is a good point.
Kobe, really good into Rosinante. Like, there's a lot of things that are probably just genuinely good into Rosinante.
I guess that brings up a good point. We haven't really talked about the OP15 leaders that...
Oh, no. You are under-repping Krieg. I think he's competitive.
I mean, this was actually represented... This was our tier list from the original.
I know.
So...
I'm talking about Pirate Party.
Yeah, for Pirate Party. Now we're looking at the context of that.
Yes, move him up to competitive. His worst matchup is a Nell. Or like heavy removal decks, but you're not really playing around heavy removal decks these days.
Emu only has like one removal spell?
They have Equilibrium, and they also have
Mars.
Yes, Marcus Mars. But that's your whole turn basically. Or like, you're doing your 5 Elder combo, and even still you're only removing one thing. So like that's not you can also like stun stuff with Krieg early game. You can move if you establish an Arlong, you're fucking up their counter every single turn. Because Arlong moves an active Dawn. And they're always going to have rested Dawn, or they're not establishing a body. And if they're not establishing a body, they're not winning. So like Krieg, probably really good into it. Krieg maybe also really good into Rosinante, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, so Krieg also minus the 2,000 from Emu's board. So it makes him back to 5. Again, he is a 5k.
Yes, but only having to give 1Ks out of hand versus a 2K, 1K is a crazy difference.
Yeah, I'm aware. I mean, I'm like thinking like the what cards are good back and forth and figuring out the matchup spread here.
You also have to remember Arlong, when it's KO'd, you rest, or you like stun 2 things. Mm-hmm. That's kind of crazy if they decide to pop it. And that can be Dawn. That can be your leader. That can be your stage. Like if they stun an Emu stage, that's a big deal.
Maybe this leader actually is moving up.
I think he's like, I don't think he's meta defining. I won't say that.
Yeah, I don't.
But his worst. No, I think he's competitive still.
Yeah.
I just don't.
You still have to think about dealing with a teach.
I mean, you might. I mean, you just have to pray as a teach player that you dodge Emu gloriously.
Oh no!
It's kind of an auto loss.
You have to dodge a deck that's going to be relevant. How unfortunate.
You have to dodge like arguably the best deck in the format. The format's going to be based around Emu.
Yeah, and it's such a cheap deck.
I'm not going to say it's not going to be the best deck. And don't get me wrong, One Piece is going to be One Piece where, yeah, it's going to have a high representation of the best deck. But at the same time, people are going to just have Teach in their back pocket for a while now, that they're going to play that. I doubt people are just going to be grabbing up new cards to play this new format that's not going to be played that heavily. As of right now.
I mean, but the issue with that is like Emu is so cheap that you probably won't even complain to pick it up for $50.
Yeah, you have to also take into effect that hella people already own Emu. We're multiple formats past Emu being super, super, super relevant in like standard. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everyone has Emu cards already, or it's like was already mentioned, sub $50.
I'm kind of curious. So, what is Kobe's matches spread into Emu as a whole?
I don't know.
Because I mean,
I don't know.
You can constantly keep clearing their board, their board, but I don't think that really matters. But you do draw a bunch of cards from the new Kobe. I know he was semi-dominant, I thought.
He was doing really, really good in the meta leading up to 15.
Yes, that's why I'm like asking that question, because I know he was literally...
No, I think he's good. I think he's probably good into Emu. Like, I watched the person who won the store championship that I judged on Saturday won with Kobe. Given there were only like 5 NL players in the whole room, and that's Kobe's probably worst matchup.
So like now, I'm really deciding between like this upper half right here, to probably the Emu. I don't think Kogaro is going to be like a really. It's a good deck, and it's probably the best deck with Luffy in it. 5-drop Luffy, but
for what's still legal, maybe, but I don't think Enel or Calgara are better than Rogue. I think Rayleigh is probably competitive.
You think these are Rogue?
Yeah.
This one you think is up here?
So, first off, again, I don't think Rosinante should be in meta defining. I think it should be like competitive. But Enel does really, really bad into Emu. Like, horribly bad.
How good do you think Rebecca's going to be into this? Like, she's hyper aggressive. She hits for tons of 5s. I don't think I played this matchup all that well. That many times Rebecca into Emu.
I think it can probably do good because they can't really remove the Kyros outside of hitting it with like a ground death. But I don't know, because you don't have the extra pressure. You're like, worst case scenario swinging 1 body per turn, best case scenario swinging like 3 bodies per turn. But Emu will take a couple hits early game and then just wall behind blockers. You don't really have an unblockable event.
Would it be crazy if I put... Is Bonnie really competitive, or is she Rogue?
With what exists for her deck list right now, I don't think she's above Rogue.
I was thinking like that, and she's horrible into Emu. Like, that was like the reason why she was struggling.
Yeah, weirdly enough, pretty bad into Emu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
I don't think either of those 3 should be in there.
These 3?
I think those drop to like low Rogue or like shouldn't play even for this format.
You think? I mean,
I think Blue Yellow Ace got worse with Quasar no longer existing. The Quasar combo no longer existing.
Luffy is probably
Luffy is the best of those 3, and running the new deck lists. Oh no, I didn't say keep it in Rogue. I said it was the best of those 3. It's Copium.
All 3 of these are Copium?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
I think Blue Sanji should probably move down to like semi-unplayable. Blue Purple Sanji. Blue Purple Sanji.
He's already in shouldn't play.
He's in shouldn't play. I said unplayable.
I mean, maybe. I mean, he's historically isn't he bad in Emu as well?
Bad into Emu and also way worse into Rosinante now because
Red Rock.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it does still have Grav Blade.
Yeah, Grav Blade is usually what I played into it. It felt pretty solid, but
no pudding, no Red Rock is rough for the deck. I think Jinbei is maybe higher in the category that it's in, or maybe competitive, just because it can also do unblockable shenanigans.
Yeah.
And so can Boa Hancock.
Yep. Boa also has the ability to heal, which isn't terrible.
Yeah. So
I think Boa's a fake deck, but
the question is she the best yellow deck? You said where is ST29 Luffy?
I think he wasn't on the website when we built this tier list.
Fair enough.
I also don't think he's stellar into Rosinante. He is pretty okay into Emu if you can take second, but you have to also be running like the Thriller Bark package.
How's
Robert.
Blue Black Usopp now?
He's like technically better because he got like more support, but he's still like not that good.
You should technically be Rogue because I don't think he's like that bad. Like,
No, he's just not that great either.
Yeah.
and some people are actually high on Kid now.
Don't fucking start with that shit.
And
Just
people
because some people, Shanks is like maybe Rogue. He does a little good into some stuff. I don't know how good he's going to be in this specific format though, because I don't think he's very good in the email.
Yeah, no, he's not.
He's
not. He's
keeping this to like the pirate party format. I don't think he's that good.
yeah, like he would need to be in. He's fine into the original meta, but he's not going to be good in the emo now. So yeah, so is there any other deck that you think that actually has a shot of being any kind of meta defining at all other than this emu?
I think it's just going to be emu, and then maybe a couple decks that play okay into emu.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this pans out. Like, I know it's gonna. I don't know how people are actually going to be playing it, and as a whole, like I'm not really planning on attending to it, but just because you get like a promo.
Isn't it just the Luffy Zoro promo, or is it the vanilla Luffy?
I thought it was like a vanilla ace.
Oh, it is, right. It's like a 4/6 ace.
With 1K counter.
Not worth my time. Is there a winner card?
I mean, if I did go, I'd probably be busting out Katakuri, but... yeah.
Sick to lose in the emu. Fantastic.
Actually, I think he was pretty fine in the emu when it got close to the end. Because we ended up getting, it was like post PRB02, we got Katakuri, Pudding. He actually did a pretty reasonable job. That's why I couldn't find the actual week, because there was one week he was top 10, but I could not find it. And plus we got newer pieces since then that actually are actually pretty good.
What pieces?
The new 4-drop Pudding, the 2K counter.
Oh, that card's not bad.
And then a lot of lists are now playing like 2 copies of Sanji and Pudding. Technically now, so the list actually does
fucking cheese. That's so ass.
I mean, the deck just Don minuses a lot, so it makes sense, honestly.
It Don minuses a lot, but not a lot 2 at a time, which is the specific requirement for Spud.
I mean, it depends on what list you're building. Like my list, I played, I think, 2 of the Sanji and Puddings, and I played 3 of the 10-drop Dofis, so that's -3. And then I also played, of course, your full play setup of Pudding, which minuses Dawn too.
Does it -2 Dawn?
Mm-hmm.
It does, right?
Yeah, the 7-drop Pudding.
So hopefully you're seeing the 7-drop Pudding the turn after you play the 5 cost. Otherwise, it's dead until your 10 Dawn turn. Sick. And you're not generating the value that you would generate off of Sparrow, who does the same thing, basically.
Usually you play 4 Sparrow, 2 Sanji Puddings.
Yes, I understand that. It's not about the ratios of how many you play. It's about you're establishing one over the other and gaining less value out of it.
I mean, no. If you have both in hand, you're gonna probably play the Sparrow before the other. It's just if you don't have the Sparrow, you have a nice alternative.
You have an okay alternative, but who's
the card most of the time? So one question I can't remember. Zoro's bad into Emu, right? Because it's good into Ace.
Yes.
So that's probably a little
because Emu just like really starves Zoro out a bunch. Because Zoro can swing a bunch of times into you, but it needs to maintain board to get those extra swings in. And if you're able to clear board, there's not a lot they can do about it.
So I guess the one question would be, so I know Jinbei originally was bad in the emu, but it was before the unbannings of the Jinbei, which I think is their primary package now. Those 7 warlords, like
I don't think you run the mediocre warlord package in an emu format.
You think? I mean, because before it was actually.
What are you bouncing with the law in emu?
I don't know if you would best play law.
You run it in the deck.
You would probably play the 2K counter law.
The hand rip one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then
I guess.
The one is probably just
the Weevil,
yeah.
a 4/6 brick that gets removed immediately.
Yeah, that's probably your best too, honestly, in this format.
Sure. I guess. It's not better. I don't think. I mean, sure, you're establishing 2 bodies, but you're losing one of those bodies immediately.
Can't those also gain unblockable from the femur?
Yeah, sure, but so does your leader or your 10 cost. So actually, realistically, both of the characters that you play, the Jinbei and whatever you play off of it, are probably getting removed because Jinbei plays something out rested.
Yes, it does.
So you're losing 2 cards out of hand. Your Jinbei's getting removed immediately, and then they're swinging into whatever you play off of it.
Okay. That's all I need to hear.
No. I'm saying that about like the Warlord package, but I don't know how. I guess you're saying that regular build was also bad into it. I was just going off of the fact that it has an unblockable event.
Yeah, he was.
But I guess it's still kind of a mediocre deck.
Yes, it is. Sadly, like it's missing like a piece or two. If it actually got some more blue fishmen, but I think Rebecca's probably the better of the 2, anyways. Actually, I would say Bo was probably the best of the.
Bo was probably the better. I think Bo was good into emu, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it is. I think Nami is bad into emu, but Boa is good into it.
I know Rayleigh, I remember it was good into it. Dopey?
Yeah, I think Rayleigh is like much higher up than where it's at on the list right now, but
I think it's better than Bonnie too.
I think it's better than Roger for this format.
I wasn't really trying to like actually rank them based off how good they were, because you said you don't really care about where they are.
I personally don't care, but I know just inherently you usually stack them in that way.
Yeah.
No, I've kind of stopped because you don't really care, so I try to do what my other co-hosts like.
Well, you have one yay and one nay.
I mean, so
that's
Go
ahead.
Do you think Dofi is competitive into this?
Isn't Dofi is Dofi bad into emo? 14 was so long ago mentally. I've moved so far past it.
Yeah, we don't really know from this. Like, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's not even on this list.
It's been a while since Dofi has been on the same list as Emu.
I want to say, isn't it good into Ace but bad into Emu?
I wonder if I can. Is he at all around here? No. Oh, there he is. But I don't think Emu's right here. Where in the hell is Dofi on the
very bottom? He's bad into it.
Yeah, slightly unfavored.
Slightly unfavored. So really bad into Ace, a little unfavored into Emu. So I guess no, probably not. Oh, he is good into Rosinante, though. He's good into Rosinante. Because he can be lower on Dawn earlier in the game and have more Dawn later in the game.
You are
and
right.
Just control the board. I specifically. Well, first off, that's Boa.
Yeah, I know. I was checking to see if you were right about Boa. If Boa was favored into it or not.
Oh yeah. Boa.
She is.
Boa is good into Emu, but Nami is bad into Emu.
So
I remember that vaguely.
Yeah, so she's actually a really good candidate.
I think it's literally just the fact that Boa gets to play Femur. Because otherwise, Nami is the better blue-yellow leader.
Yeah, so I think that's fine. So, are there any other leaders over here do you think that's not technically competitive?
I mean, I think Enel, Calgara, probably Rebecca, and Dofi can all get moved into Rogue.
What about Bonnie?
I don't even know if Red Yellow Bonnie stays in competitive. I think it's barely competitive right now.
That's fair. She's a very slow deck.
Yeah, your best thing that you'd even be able to do into Emu is hope that you can get them down to 0 life, establish your 10 cost Luffy, and then use the Sanji to go unblockable with it. But it's still slow as shit to do.
Yeah, like if you actually think about like just comparing these two side to side, like there's a lot of overlap here.
They are very similar in how they play and what they want to do, but Bonnie is a little slower for sure.
And she can prevent yourself from getting starved. She has that going for her.
Yes.
But Roger just gets to most likely this version, of course, is going to be playing 10 drop Shanks. Which is really good into Emu.
Yep.
So like I think it's actually a pretty reasonable matchup here. So like honestly, the only one that's really kind of bad into it is Sabo, and
I don't necessarily know how good Sabo would even be into like Rosinante. Rosinante's game plan isn't anything that has to do with removal or like cost. Like they're not trying to go through your board regardless, and they play a bunch of stuff that's already 6k power. On their 3 Dawn turn, they're playing out a 4 cost 6k. So like I think Sabo might be Rogue.
Well, Sabo, I don't think it's that bad into any of these.
I don't think Sabo is that good into Rosinante, is what I literally just said. And kind of went over points on why I thought it was probably not that good into. I don't think we've ever had a time where Sabo and Rosinante have been in the same rankings.
Well, I was looking. I give you that. I was thinking, what's its matchup into Boa?
I have no idea.
That's
I don't think Sabo has ever been in the top 10 rankings. There might have been one week.
He has from time to time. He's just, I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of people piloting him. Honestly, I mean, it makes sense at the time. Like he's bad going first into Emu. If he goes second, I think he's still slightly close. Like it's very, very close.
He's bad going first into literally everything.
I mean, he's not as bad now because now he does 7 drop Zoro, and then he has.
Guess
he has some new pickups he got from
you do 7 cost Zoro and hope that you have one of your 8 cost characters in play already. Sure, but you have to have like the 6 cost Sabo out to be able to put a Dawn on your leader as well. Otherwise you're just a 7k leader that doesn't stat buff your characters.
Yeah, because you would need to put it down the turn before. You would have to play the 4 drop Sabo.
Yep.
Take a life and then.
Well, that would have to be on your 5 Dawn turn.
Yeah, your 5 Dawn turn. That's what I said turn before. You are right, because on 7 Dawn turn, you don't have any way of putting
the Dawn on the leader.
Yeah. But
I think Sabo's rogue. I don't think he's going to be that good into Emu. I don't think he's going to be that good into Rosinante. And I think Rayleigh probably smacks the shit out of him, as well as maybe Don Krieg. And Kobe.
I'm actually thinking, I'm actually kind of getting close. I think this list is pretty solid.
I'm
not sold on these 3, though.
Yeah, I don't know where I put Teach specifically. I think Zoro is just playable green. I don't think it's necessarily like...
I don't think it's rogue quite yet. It's been like, good long enough that it's competitive. It might have been low on the competitive end, but it has always had a good representation since I've hopped in with y'all on podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, it's never like the deck. I don't know.
Not anymore. I mean, it did win Nats in September.
I guess the question would be:
That's not the question. No.
Is he playable now?
The thing I keep staring at right now is Pineapple Head sitting in middle of shouldn't played, because that just feels like so far out of touch right now. I mean, sure, we are getting 8 drops added into it, and there's
you're not doing the 8 cost. You're not doing an 8 cost engine. You're
not doing any of that. I think at this
point, Marco is where he should be.
Yeah, so the reason why he's there is because he's the worst version of something higher than him. So technically, Vivi is probably his upper version of what he would be right now. They're both... Yeah, so why play Marco when you play Vivi?
We normally reserve unplayable for things that have, like, they don't have good enough support, or their good support rotated out. Marco is in shouldn't play because, like, he still has all of his pieces. The format's just worse for what he wants to do. So, like, you shouldn't play him. You could, but you shouldn't. Whereas, like, Green Yellow Law, you're missing 2 of the best cards out of the deck because of rotation. Or, like, Red Purple Law, who just has an absolute ass leader effect. The promo, of course.
The real one is... I'm kidding.
Put it in unplayable. No, I'm kidding. It's not. It's shouldn't play strictly because actually put Marco in front of it, because it has a worse Marco effect. Yeah, it is literally just Marco but worse.
I mean, I guess technically, you could play Whitebeard in these with the 10 drop or the 8 drop. Suppose you play an Ace. I don't know how good it would be.
Certainly
could.
It's just worse than Ace.
Yeah, I know it's worse than Ace. There's a reason why he's banned here. I don't know. Like, do either one of these cards actually make any kind of resurgence because of the fact that you could play 8 drop and 10 drop?
No.
Because you're not going to play them in Vivi.
They're not.
You're not.
Negative, bud. Negative.
Hey, I was just trying to defend you, RePreach, by saying that he deserves to be higher.
No, I was saying he needs to be lower from the start.
Oh, you think he needs to be down here? Okay.
I think so, but I think Fave has won me over with the argument here.
Okay. I thought you were saying that. I thought you were saying that he was
based on how we categorize them. Like, I agree, he kind of is unplayable, but you could build something. He is technically playable. You just shouldn't play it.
Yeah, he's not in the same category of Gecko of fucked.
Yeah,
I guess that matters because now Gecko got a whole bunch of support, but it's all in yellow.
So wait, we have the wrong geckos in the wrong spots.
Wait,
why is black yellow Gecko an unplayable but black Gecko?
He should be down here. I just didn't want to mix them in with all the the actual old leaders, like they're technically should be in here. They're banned.
Hello. Goodbye.
No. That's not what I said. Is Black Yellow Mori a band?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, that's wild. What the fuck?
He was like at rank 9 or 10th
That's crazy. I mean, he is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. The deck kind of smacks.
Oh, if he was in the list, he probably would be up in meta defining section.
I don't know how he would do into Emu. Maybe good, but like the Thriller Bark stuff is kind of into like Emu. Unless you pop off with triggers super consistently, but you know he has Zoro now.
I mean, and if you're gonna play the trigger, the Thriller Bark package triggers, wouldn't you just play Boa and you also?
No, you do it in starter deck Luffy. You don't ever necessarily run a more Thriller Bark deck in Boa, and Boa's already good into Emu with like not Thriller Bark.
Yeah, I'm saying, but if you wanted to shore up other matches, I know there were some versions of Boa that I've seen recently that was playing like
they were bad, or they're running Thriller Bark. They're bad players and they have bad ideas.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me either way. I'm just saying like it was weird, but
no, some people do it. It's just worse.
I guess it just depends on if you think Perona is better than any card in this package. Then you don't get to draw cards. Sure.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, Perona is absolutely better than almost every card in that package.
Yeah.
The Boa cards kind of fucking suck, but you get to draw a card. Or, like, it's not even that you get to draw a card, because you draw a card anytime a character is played out on your opponent's turn. It's the fact that the anti-removal, or like not anti-removal, but like punishment for removing the characters.
Yeah, so based off of, I imagine these are 3 of the top dogs, maybe. I don't want to play this format for sure. I've never been a huge fan of playing against Boa in the first place.
Boa's like kind of boring to play against. I think it's a fake deck. I don't think it's that good, but it is annoying for sure.
But if you are a Rayleigh fan, this might be the tournament for you to start dusting that deck out and getting some rips.
True. I'll have to.
There has not been any kind of opportunity for this deck recently.
I have to reach out to my buddy Colin and let him know to play Rayleigh again.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to wait until EBO5 until we get more support for Rayleigh, because
the issue with Rayleigh is that there's just a better version of essentially the same deck, but in purple, and it does more and has stronger top end.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what they would have to print for Rayleigh to make it even.
I don't know. It just got a new support card. Just, wasn't that good. It was good. It was a good card, but
yeah, it would need some sort of threat to go pair with the Luffy. Otherwise, it's like that was like the part that I like when I tried the deck out. Like I just got so many times where I just had hands, didn't have Luffy, so I was never able to symbol a clock, and that seemed to be the downfall of the deck. That seems good to me. This seems like a good list, and of course, Brook is the GOAT. So if you, I know
Brook is cheese. It might be better now that Enel's not in the meta, though.
I mean, he's kind of like sub 50 in most matchups. Poor guy. Maybe one of these days he'll be good. Honestly, I forget why we put Green Jinbei down there, because actually I played Green Jinbei recently, and man, that deck cooked.
Because Fisher Tiger killed my mother, so I can't support fish people.
That explains why you're so anti-Blue Jinbei. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, I am the leader of the anti-Fishman organization.
And I can't remember, what was Kuzan's matchup spread into Emu?
Kuzan's fucking cheese. Don't bring that shit-ass deck up. Move him down. Move him to shouldn't play.
I'm not doing that. That's like one of my pet decks.
Too bad. I agree.
I mean, and it's gotten so many upgrades since.
Okay, hold on. Look, just look at it. Is it better than Usopp right now? to start to drop it out at the bottom of the tier.
Yes.
No.
Yes, it is.
It's
Actually,
like
Kuzon's actually pretty decent into P&L as well. Like,
no, it's not. What are you talking about?
I mean,
Hey, Fave, I think he's doing a little bit too much of the copium right now.
Yeah,
no.
for
Actually,
sure.
no. Like, I've seen people trying to match up, and it actually doesn't look that bad into it because they were actually because you play bluegrass. Bluegrass tucks one of the one drops, able to get a lot of aggression going. It's actually not as bad as you think. The support
Hey, buddy.
Ishu
Hey, buddy.
also is a good support card.
So answer me this question real quick. What are you gonna do when I spit out 3 to 4 bodies a turn?
From Emu? I mean, from
No,
Enel?
with an L, yeah.
One person was playing the copium card. The 8-drop spell that basically tucked all of them to the bottom.
That's absolute cheese.
I was laughing because it brought the requester hands back down to 5, which actually is not a bad effect. And then it
No, that's like not that bad, but that doesn't stop your 6 cost and L's that you get to play early. And like, what do? They drop 1 Kuzon to stun your Enel, and then you say okay. Then they Reiju, Gamma Knife, L Thor. Bye bye to your 1 body.
It does have like some of the similarities to purple because it does play big bodies, and sometimes it's just one big body.
Ideally, you get 2 out, but that's not until your 8 Dawn turn.
Garp.
Yeah, Garp into something else, and then even so, that's still kind of like mediocre, especially because you haven't been developing worthwhile bodies previous in the game. So it's like, oh cool, you play out 2 big bodies, but I'm going to remove one of them before you even get to swing with it, and then you're just going to swing 1 8k into me, and I'm going to take it because I'm at 4 life still.
How good do you think Holy is going to be into Emu?
Holy? The dog?
Mm-hmm. I was just wondering.
It's good. It's real good.
Robin's good?
No.
Because Robin technically plays Holy.
That just because a card is good into a matchup doesn't mean it makes a whole deck good into the matchup. Enel has way more tools to deal with Emu than what Robin plays. Robin has to make contact with leader to get like immediate great value out of its leader effect.
Yeah, I don't even know how often I don't know how often they actually use the leader effect anymore for the banish part, because I mean their curve is typically they go second, or they go to their 4 Dawn turn. They play Ohm, Holy immediately, so the next turn they attack, and then they play Nami, put a card into hand. So it's like good Nami slop with Holy.
It's not Nami slop. It's like a lot of Sky Island shit, which is kind of mediocre cards.
Well, the Luffy slop, the Straw Hat slop. They also play Robin, 7-drop Robin.
Yeah, it's just still slow in a deck that doesn't do a lot, because the best thing it can do is make contact with its leader. But any deck that walls up with blockers stops it from doing that.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of curious. This is one of the few decks that actually got a lot of support.
We've already seen it's bad into Emu. It's bad almost into everything.
Had a meta where they actually faced each other with the new support. I mean, they're doing it right now.
Who has coped on Robin has played into Emu
since OP15.
Yes, anyone who copes on Robin and plays a little bit of ranked has for sure ran into an Emu.
Had it been recently, then, because I mean, Emu has recently just resurged out of OP15. So.
No, Kebbie, I'm talking about the ranked server where good people play good decks.
I know what I'm saying
regularly.
I'm saying it had to be recently because Emu was not really seeing a lot of play since OP15 in general. So it would have to be recently that they would actually had to pair up against each other because Robin got a lot of support from 15.
It got mediocre support in 15. Running the Sky Island package is not that great. It got Borsalino, which sure is pretty good.
It got Luffy.
Doesn't matter that much. Sure, it got Luffy, which can be removed the turn after it's played by Emu. Also, if Emu has blockers, they'll just block the Luffy hit. Luffy's not unblockable.
But they would have to play around the fact that they use a lot of 4K events, which will just
they just have a blocker out and they block into it.
Yeah.
That's not that hard to play around. Especially a deck that like starts developing double blockers late game. And one of the blockers just pops the Luffy as is.
Yes, Mars, yeah. Interesting, yeah. So, I think that's it for this this edition of this section. Are you guys, like I said, either one of you guys looking forward to? Are you gonna even play extended or extra?
Oh, extended format?
Yeah,
probably. I want the Serial Yamato. Pirate Party? Definitely not.
Yeah, this meta does not look very interesting to me. I could play it for just Roger, but I don't know if I want to do that.
Extended format, I'm probably about. Hard to not maybe just play like Purple Enel with Guild Tessero, though.
Guild Tessero?
Yeah, it's the old film card from Starter Deck 5. 5 costs 6k power. I think it's a brick, but when attacking, you -2 Dawn and draw 2 cards.
Yeah, that actually sounds pretty good.
Just what Enel needed, actual card draw versus card cycle.
Yeah, that actually sounds pretty good.
And then you maybe just slot like the snack in to play around removal.
And that doesn't really take that much. I mean, that card's probably going to be dirt cheap. So
Guild Tessero, it's like $1 maybe. If that. I think it's cheaper. No, I think it's way cheaper than that even.
Did it come out in Starter Deck or did it come out in...
it came out in Starter Deck 5 and it never got reprinted. Is the only reason I'm considering that it could be $1. Just because it's older. And it was one of the like really, really solid cards from the Starter Deck. But it's 66 cents. Yeah. Dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap. Good stuff.
I just think specifically it would be good in Enel.
Very fair. Yeah. Yeah, there's probably going to be some other spicy stuff you could find that maybe could work in Enel. Like,
I don't think you would need any other stuff. Like, there's not really any purple cards that rotated out that are like so unbelievably great that you're not really need it.
I don't even... What's purple? Besides... What was the best purple deck? I guess...
There wasn't. It was Purple Luffy, who was centered around getting out bodies bigger than 6 cost.
Because Purple Luffy came out in 05. I
mean... Well, Purple was like the very bad before 5. It was very, very meme previous.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to like think. You could play Queen.
Yeah, but Queen is no better than Frankie technically. It's just a bigger body, a bigger Queen, or a bigger Frankie.
So he's better in the mirror.
Not slightly. Really. By 1k, but not really.
And then they could rest it.
Yeah, but
or gnome. But
sure, but like you get to do more flexible. Like, it's worse into the mirror because you need that extra Dawn for a Gamma Knife. Like, the reason you're trying to play out a 4 Dawn character, you would maybe play Blast Breath, potentially, but
I've seen that
probably not, because you're just going neg 1 off of countering, like neg 1 out of hand, whereas you could just use any of your other events that are free. And like off of, so like to play Blast Breath, you would have to leave a Dawn up, which you could always do because of leader effect, but usually you want to reinvest that 1 extra active Dawn, either swinging a little bit bigger or playing out another body to replace itself.
Iceberg.
Ooh, actually, you could potentially play Kaku or Robert Lucci.
Against Banish?
Yeah, he's just a slightly cheaper Zoro, but he's an effect that minuses a Dawn. Oh, what does the Khalifa do? I remember it being like a draw. Oh yeah, it's less good Queen. But I think you would maybe play this over Frankie because it's a 2K.
Yeah, it's a 2K counter that you use every time she attacks, you draw 2, discard 2.
Oh yeah, it's when attacking. Yeah, you would totally run this over Queen or Frankie. So like this is a possible card that you would run.
Yeah, I mean it's solid.
And then
that you don't really care about that.
Robert Lucci, who rests a blocker. He rests like a 5 cost.
When attacking, yeah, you rest 1 blocker. It's not bad either.
No, it's not. It's not great, but it's okay.
He's just a rusher, I believe.
You would maybe run Soap Sheep and Top Knot.
Soap Sheep.
It's like an OPO2 card. It gives minus to cost, and then Top Knot bottom deck's a 4 cost. It might be an OPO1 card even. It's an event.
Oh,
yeah, it's an OPO1.
Judgment wouldn't be too bad.
You're just not leaving 2 Dawn active.
Yeah, you don't really ever do.
It's so hard to leave 2 Dawn active.
Magellan would be weird, but it could be effective.
Magellan would be interesting. There would be no downside to yourself, which is cool. But you don't really need another brick. You know who I would maybe kind of run actually? Bulgora. The 1/3. No, you're not running any of these littler cards. I was also kidding about the Bulgora. You would not run that.
Kaido. That's too expensive. I guess no, it's not. It's like right on the cusp. That's so bad.
No, you would run Queen. Queen's not bad. It's a rush card that does minus 2K.
Oh, yeah, it has rush.
I fuck with Queen, actually.
And then minus
God, 2K. We're going old.
This is for like extra format where these cards are legal.
Yes, I didn't expect to see cards that I knew when I heard of the game, though, for a long while.
I actually was running that Queen in Red Purple Law. Sheep's Horn is the card that I was talking about. Sorry. Oh, wait.
Rest 6 cost or less.
This isn't the card that I was talking about.
So it's like that would basically be a replacement of Gamma Knife.
What is the card that I was thinking of? Weird.
KO 20 would cost 2 or less. Add 1 Dawn. That's.
There's like a purple event that does minus cost, I'm pretty sure.
It's like better Gamma Knife?
Well, no, because Gamma Knife does minus power.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think. I thought only black had that.
No, purple's weird. Purple is toolboxy. It gets a lot of shit that it shouldn't. Maybe it was sheep's horn. I was just wrong. But I could have sworn there was one that did minus cost.
Yeah, this is just rest at 6 cost.
Yeah, I'm looking on the sim right now and I'm not finding it. So I think it's just, I was thinking about sheep horn. Oh, I think, is it soap sheep? That's the black card. I might have been thinking of a black card. I was thinking of a black card from OP03. It's 1 cost soap sheep. Give up to 2 of your opponent's characters minus 2 to their cost for the turn. That's my bad. I was thinking of the wrong card.
Yeah, so I was like shocked. I was like, I thought people were making a big deal about the Electric Claw being the first card in non-black that reduced the cost.
Maybe.
I thought that's why I was like, but that'd be interesting if purple actually had that way before. So I wonder if there's going to be any kind of store championships in extra regulation.
They're supposed to be store championship type events. Like, regardless, that's what they're supposed to be. They're not like casual locals. It's not just a alternate local format.
Well, I didn't know if it was like a treasure cup type thing or if it was going to be something like where you can.
No, you're supposed to potentially be able to get an invite out of it.
Okay.
Also, treasure cups don't usually give out serialized cards outside of the Zorro that is given out now.
I wasn't sure. I haven't looked too much into it. That's what I was asking. So yeah, if it's actually giving a Nats invite, I might consider.
That's what they like advertised when they first started talking about it. Is that it was supported, like it was going to have supported good prizing, and then it was also supposed to be able to get you an invite into Nats. But I don't think it should. Or, like, I don't think it should get you an invite into standard Nats. I think there should be, like...
a whole separate format.
Yeah, not necessarily, like, a side event, because that doesn't sound official enough. But I think there should be, like, a more grand finals for extra format that's separate. Because it's a completely different format.
Yeah.
And your merit in a separate format should not grant you privilege into standard.
I mean, but it's not uncommon. Other TCGs do it.
I don't give a shit.
I mean,
it doesn't matter if it's common or uncommon.
Yeah, that's not based on other TCGs doing it. Based on the fact that it's not the same format. It's not the same work. It's not going to the same events to get into Nats. It is a separate thing all on its own. I think it should be held in the same respect. I think there should be a national level event for it. I just don't think, oh, you won a broken format, so now you get to play in the regular format. I don't agree with that.
Fair. I mean, for me, it doesn't. I don't get too big either way because Magic does it all the time. But at the same time,
Magic does not do.
Yeah, they do. Like, dude, you go to
the difference is in Magic is the Pro Tour for Worlds. It's Standard and X, or it's Draft and X. It's never a one format like competitive season. It's always, or as far as I have seen in my lifetime,
it
has always been.
Like recently, people were talking about as your Pioneer. They had Pioneer qualifiers for Standard.
Hey, Kebbs.
But still.
Real quick, aren't you quitting Magic the Gathering?
Yes.
Oh.
So why are we basing something off of a game that's bad?
Just because their game's bad doesn't mean they don't make some good decisions.
Well, I don't personally agree that giving a Nats level invite for a standard format out of a
All right, hold on,
non-standard
Kevs.
event
If we're
is-
going that logic, Weiss Schwartz has all three of its formats separated between JP English and the trio season. All three are separated on their competitive road. You cannot qualify into English format by playing JP.
That's fair. I mean, I would be opposed if like the end result would be there is 2 Nats every single season, one for extra and one for standard. That's fine with
And
me.
like, hear me out. Maybe extra doesn't even have to be as big because it is expensive to host that level of an event. But like, do you know how big their
yet
Nats
again-
event for Gundam was back in February?
But it depends on how many people are excited to play the format. If everyone's excited to play the format, it'll get a huge player base, and it probably might shine enough to be that level.
And if it does shine, then open it to the same capacity for Nats as standard, as long as it's like profitable. But if it's not profitable, just hold it at the same time like they do with every other card game and piggyback it off of standard Nats, which is what drives the entire event for the whole Nats conglomerate in general.
Yeah,
Like back to hold on, what I was like about to say, both of you take a guess. How many people do you think there were for Gundam Nats in February?
10.
Bandai's second biggest card game.
24.
Very low for both guesses. It was like 140 or something like that.
That's not terrible.
It was an invite for no, hold on, it was less than that. What's 16 times 5? It's
16
whatever
times
that
5
is.
is 80.
There were 80 people for Gundam Nats. Given the game was still newer at the time, but it was a Nats invite to top 16 for 5 regional events that had happened so far. So like, I don't know, keep Nats like to begin with for extra regulation, sub 200 people. You can absolutely fit that into the convention center and still just piggyback it off.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
that's also how Bushiroad does it for Weiss, but they also host they get the venue for multiple days in a series, so they can run more than one event on a day or more than 2 events in a day in the same area.
That's what Bandai does as well. It's just that One Piece consumes so much of the convention center.
Yeah, you just wouldn't really have any side events, right? You would mainly just have here's your Nats for standard. Here's
No,
your Nats for,
not at all. Not at all. There are multiple national events running at the Nats like event for One Piece. It's Bandai Nats essentially. It covers, I want to say, Digimon, Gundam, One Piece, and then
Arena.
Union. I don't think they hold Dragon Ball there anymore. I don't think there was Dragon Ball at the one in February, but there was one in September. But Dragon Ball is a dead game, so
yeah, it's been dead for a hot minute.
But my question was, did they not have side events?
No, they do.
Okay.
They do. I don't know if the other card games had side events as well because I never tried to sign up for them. But One Piece had side events.
And like you could technically take the space for the side events and then have 2 different Nats going at the same time.
Yes. Well, not 2 Nats of this like equal size, but to the degree that I had mentioned of capping it at like 200 to 300 people, absolutely.
For expanded or extra, yeah.
Yeah, for extra. where it's like a more limited number of people who are participating. You can absolutely do that, and you would still have room for side events. The convention centers that they rent out are massive.
What would be interesting, I don't know if they would ever implement this, would be like, I know Magic, like usually when it comes to Worlds, like you have 2 separate formats. Each player in Worlds plays both formats. I would be interested to see if they would do it to where the Worlds, like half your matches are extra. Yeah, they're half.
That would be interesting.
That would be cool.
But that would be also hella annoying because now not only do you have to keep up to date with a larger format pool, you have to then, same day, same event, separate your brain to think in a smaller format pool and try to keep in mind 2 separate decks, their whole spreadsheet of, hey, this is kind of how I have to play separately on the same day. There's a point where if you show up the next day and do it, you can at least, take a minute, breathe, and then you're locked in on whatever the hell that you're playing that day. But to swap between it, like how Magic does, where it is
draft,
and then you go into a larger pool, it's just, I don't trust most card games with logistics. It's not going to be better.
Even splitting it like between 2 days would be bullshit. I think have an event for standard, have an event for extra regulation. There is no reason to force people. I don't want to play. If I have the choice between standard and extra regulation, I don't want to play extra regulation. I'm keeping up to date and buying the cards that are relevant for the current format. I'm putting all of my time and practice, which is hundreds of hours a month, into standard format. It's not really fair to the player base to say, hey, you have to play this format that you've put no effort into to potentially play into a format that you are practicing, or worse, vice versa. Your first day you play through with practice and experience that you've covered, like you're very versed in it, but day 2, you have to play this expanded format that allows every single card to be legal still, but you don't get to change your deck now, or you only get to play a deck that's specifically legal into that extra format. Like, that's kind of bullshit.
Well, I mean, you would submit 2 decks, yeah. One for
both
formats.
That still, the investment in on that would be mean.
Yeah,
I mean, but
because
the whole point is you're supposed to test if you're the best players in the entire world. So,
but you having to play through 2 completely separate formats does not state that you're the best player in the world. It means that you saw the best matchups and your deck worked the best for you. Even how they hold Nats right now, or like Worlds right now, doesn't distinguish who the best player in the world is. Like, they do best of 1 games for Swiss until like Top Cut. In a 32-person Worlds format that wasn't even... Aaron got bumped out of top 8 because him and his opponent, who were in their top 8 match, went to time, and Japanese time rules are different than American time rules.
Double loss, baby.
Yes, sir.
Because fuck that.
Like, that's crazy. So it's like to me, it's along the same lines as that. Like, they're already not handling Worlds the best that they could, or like handling Worlds in a way that like represents who the actual best player in the world is. And that's no disrespect to like whoever won Worlds. Like, congrats to them. They earned it. They played through a fucking gauntlet. They did really, really well. They proved to themselves they have the bragging rights. But if all of the 32, like, if all 5 rounds or however many rounds Worlds was best of 3 versus best of 1 and then best of 3 in Top Cut, I think it would be different.
With the time needed.
Yes.
That's also important.
Even if the time rules were slightly different, I think things could have ended completely different. And like on top of that, going into Worlds, not even everything was legal. That was legal at that time. They had Japanese players got to play in a format like a technically retro format for them because they already had like EBO4 stuff. But it was like an EBO3 format, but it was a representation of the Eastern EBO3 format versus the EBO3 format that we had. So like they didn't even line up how people were able to practice.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully by the next time they have Worlds, we should be together. So that makes things a little bit better for everyone across the board too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank God they're smart enough to have one freaking format.
It's more extreme when it comes to Weiss on this, but countries individually are going to have a separate meta.
Yeah.
And the breakthrough to get through that meta versus being the best player overall is also going to be a different bar.
Well, I mean, I should redo my statement. I meant like one of the best players in the entire world. Usually the best player is going to have to win multiple worlds, most likely, to prove that.
Anybody that makes it there has already enough salt to say that.
Worlds is already only 32 people. Okay, literally, even if you make it into Nats, like, I think I went 4-6 in February, which I think is terrible. I was not happy with it. I was still one of the best 1,000 people in America at the One Piece card game. There's over 1 million people in America that play the One Piece card game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so like even just making it to Nats is like an accomplishment. So like even just making it to the top 32 of everyone in the world is still kind of fucking crazy.
But what I'm talking about is like the difference between, so we're also thinking about the small scope that we've only been in a card game for 3 years. Like when you look at Magic's history, it's like 20 something years. There's only like 3 or 4 people in the conversation as like the best Magic player of all time because they gotten 3 or 4 championships under their belt. Like Finkel, I think, is one of them. Like,
yeah.
Because
Patrick Chapin.
Yeah, so just I'm saying, so yeah, you might think you're the top 1,000 right now, but if we go 5 more years down the road, your accomplishment might not stack up to the top 1,000.
Okay, but people can be the best in X format. Yeah. The game does change, evolve, and people do quit and leave.
Yeah, I'm not saying just because I made it to Nats in February, I'm the top 1,000 in America forever.
Yeah, that's more what I was getting.
It's stated specifically to the format that it was in. I'm saying, like, and even so, that doesn't double back and justify what you were saying about people having to play through an extended set of, like, an extended format and a standard format. Like, that's still just going to be those formats of the time, because even though extended format allows you to play the stuff from the past, once you're 5 years down the line, that's not the same extended format as what comes 5 years down the line because you have 20 more sets. It's the exact same thing that you're saying, like, in just making it to being the top 1,000 at a certain period of time. You're only the top whatever number for that format.
Yeah, but I guess I'm talking more about like a Hall of Fame.
If we want a true way to rank every player, assuming players do not become better by playing, the only way to do it would be a power structure where anybody that loses a match, you have to rematch. So if anybody loses a match, every single one of the people that lost to them has to try again. And even then, the time consumption on that would take a forever. And the whole point of all these tournaments and structure is some sort of advertising for the companies that make the game. So at some point, they either have to make the concession of, hey, we're trying to make it very good for the competitive side, or hey, we're trying to get this done and both Bushi and Bandai have to look at it and go, we've got 6 games we're juggling. This is not the only Nats we're running today. It's not the only Nats we're running this week.
That is fair. I mean, that is one key difference between Wizards of the Coast. They only do one game, and they don't do it well.
They don't even do one game. They also do they only do one competitive game. Dungeons and Dragons is not competitive, but that's also run by Watson.
Yeah, yes it is. Yes it is, but I was thinking the TCGs, but competitive games is in TCGs. But
even then they still have multiple formats and they chose singular competitive.
Yes, with a draft. Which is
wait. Okay, so let me put it back in like Magic the Gathering, poo-poo the PP, the trading card game. So imagine Sir KebbieG, you make it all the way to whatever the equivalent of Worlds is, or Nats, I don't care. Imagine it however you want to imagine it. Day 1, format you've practiced all year. You got your invite through this format. Day 2, format that you've never played.
Fave.
Format you've practiced nothing for.
That is exactly how it works.
That's so bad. That's so bad. That's so ass.
I think day one is
day
draft.
1 they do sealed.
That's so ass.
Hold on. If you make it through the first 5 rounds of sealed, you then go into the format that you've practiced for. And then on day 2, you redo the whole process again.
Okay, so like that's double down twice as bad because like a draft format is so like luck based. That's not skill determinative. Like, and also in like a draft format, you have to choose between like either taking the card that's overall really fucking amazing and expensive and like has that value to equal out your trip, or a card that's playable.
Yeah, and there's literally a massive controversy that happened at Worlds over that, where somebody pulled a Tarmogoyf, which was a foil Tarmogoyf, and at the time that card was worth like $600.
And didn't he catch a bunch of flack for
taking a bunch of flack for it, and he sold it for charity?
Yeah, because like
or some shit.
People were pissed that he took a card just like it was unsportsman of him to take a value card, like a financially value card over something that played well for what he was building.
Yep. That is indeed how that went down.
But yeah, so
because people don't want to look at it. There's some people that want to just look at it the romanticism of, hey, it's a game. We want to see the best people. But also you got to realize there's not a lot of money in those tables.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how they do it. So I don't know. Like I understand your point, but usually the pros in Magic they spend like a week testing standard or whatever format, and they spend a week about testing draft to know the best cards to pick and building their deck. So like you would do the same thing if you're a professional pro. In this game, you would spend weeks on both formats and picking your deck to be top tier.
Fuck that. That's trash. That's so bad. That doesn't seem appealing. That does not provide me with a sense of value for my time or like entice me to push myself as a competitive player. And like short of earning a cereal, I consider myself a highly, highly competitive player. I've topped large events. I've top 64'd, I've top 32'd. I've won an almost 1,900 person tournament before. Like I'm pro without the the profits. If you catch my drift, like I play this game highly competitively, and that would ruin the game for me.
Fair. So what do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section of the podcast, because we're still technically that was a nice little tangent about talking about the other format. Maybe we'll do a deeper dive in what decks we will be looking at. You talked about P&L. I don't really know how good decks like Sakatsuki is going to be into the format because it gets all of its minus Dawn reduction cost stuff back. So like there's a lot of decks that are getting power, huge jump in power. Maybe we'll deep dive into that later. So let's go ahead and move over to the closing. Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about.
Nah. Not specifically.
So, RePreach. Anything closing? Anything you're doing? Anything like that?
No, because I'm kind of on a twee bit of a hiatus right now, so.
Fair enough. How about you, Anime Villian?
I have a regional in like 2.5 weeks that I am going to be grinding a bunch of Pimonim for. But I'm probably not going to stream tonight. I'm still kind of tired from the weekend and want to catch up a little bit. I might stream I'll probably stream like tomorrow during the day though to catch up for the missed stream tonight. Other than that, I'm just going to be streaming every day. I need to record some YouTube content. I haven't put out a good video in a while. Well, I put out like a deck list last week or the week before, but I was posting every single day and then I got a little unmotivated. So I'll be back to doing that probably soon.
Fair.
Oh, Kebbie, I need your like address to send you the giveaway stuff that you won.
Yeah, I'll send it to you on Discord.
Yeah, whenever's clever.
Yeah. And for me, I'm going to be finishing my last week of doing Magic content. I don't think I'm going to do another week of this.
All right, that leaves the question, Kebbs. Do you have the answer? Are we going 4 One Piece videos a week, or are we going are we just upping the count to maybe 2 or 3? Because I don't want to see you burnt out, dog.
So right now I'm doing 5 One Piece videos.
Oh god.
Oh my god. There's too much posting sometimes.
That's what.
So right now I'm doing
everybody that's still watching this, give y'all a little bit of lesson in content creation. There's something called overposting, where because you post so many videos or so much streams a week, not all of your fans or a good chunk of your fans can sit down and watch your content as a whole.
True.
And that's typically a bad strategy. Kebbs right now is getting what? You're getting 500 viewers on your One Piece videos averaged out every week? Or is that just the low?
It depends on sometimes it depends on the leader. Like Katakuri, I get like thousands of views for some reason. People like Purple Katakuri, I don't blame you. So it depends on the leader sometimes.
So like 1.2 K average?
Except it depends on the leader. Purple Yellow Robin, I got
give me an average, Kebbs. Come on.
Probably like 400 or 500, maybe.
Okay, 400 or 500. His Magic videos right now are getting average of like 100, right?
It's 200, yeah.
200. So he's wanting to swap over to make y'all happier, to, feed y'all your good things that you guys actually enjoy. So in the comments, if you actually want to see him, I'm pretty sure everybody here would appreciate if you dropped in how much you want to see him do One Piece a week. Because I know a lot of people that can't probably sit down and watch more than 2 videos from somebody a week.
So the caveat, though, he is right, though, that if you are a big channel, I would probably reduce it down to small amounts. Like VV Theory did the similar concept. He did 7 videos per week, every day a video, because you don't know how many of them are going to catch on fire and you get a bunch of subs from. So then eventually, once you get to like his case where he's at 20,000 subs, then he should probably cut back on his amount of videos to equate his audience. But for me, being like at 1,500 subs, I should be jacking that up, because you don't know how many of the 7 are going to be blown up to the point where I'm going to get a lot of subs.
The thing about that also depends on the length of the videos, Kebbs. You drop, an hour-long video every day?
Give or take.
Like, okay, hear me out on a theoretical. Instead of continuing to post 5 videos a week. You scale it to 3 videos a week, but you create stronger content. And like, I'm not saying that your content is weak at the moment. I'm saying you go through, you put more time into editing your videos, collecting the best games that you can, maybe not just running 3 games of a leader, maybe having the extra time to put in to get like 10 games of a leader and then putting that video out.
Yeah, that's actually a benefit of me cutting magic right there.
And then you could also add in, separate the games by timestamps, or separate it into some smaller playlist.
Yeah, so that's actually one benefit that I'm actually looking forward to on my channel, because once Magic is gone, that's 2 streams that I'm going to go switch over to One Piece. So now I could do technically only 2 deck lists per a stream. So that gives me about an hour and a half to 2 hours of each deck. So that gives me a lot more time to have a lot better videos. Because games, I should get 3 or 4.
For Team YT, Kebbs basically does 1 stream and then chops it up and edits it. That's how y'all get your videos. It's us Twitch Team Slop. Eat that.
Hey.
Called out.
I mean, they know it because I said in the beginning in this parts in the video, I'm like, come over if you want to catch me live. Come check me out. So.
Yeah, but I have to stab them like, y'all aren't on Twitch. I know it. I'm there.
It is low-key kind of entertaining to see KebbieG cap off a video and then just jump right into another one. It is kind
Welcome
of
back, guys.
Yeah. When I do my intros and my
your intro outros.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it'd be a lot better. Technically, now I can go up to 8 videos per week.
Jesus Christ! Don't. That's more.
Stop.
That's more than 1 a day.
Wait. Please. Tell me like you're talking. 5 of these are shorts.
So,
yeah, like you can do shorts every day. That's cool. Definitely do that.
What I was debating about doing was, 8. That'd be what, 2 or 3 on this channel, and then the rest on my channel.
Okay, that's a little
because this channel is more for the competitive videos or competitive decks that are correlate to what you would see in a competitive setting.
And the KebbieG channel is only for Magic content that makes Kebbie lose his soul slowly but surely.
I would subscribe to that. I don't even.
Why aren't you subscribed to that? That's what the channel has been for the past 5 months.
Because I don't play Magic the Gathering.
Nobody plays Magic the Gathering anymore.
True.
It's okay.
Dead game.
It's a dead game. For the most part, my LGSs don't really have much going on for Magic.
That's kind of crazy.
I mean, Pokemon sells.
Each of them have weirdly enough, 2 of the ones I go to have a Pioneer meta. That's it. They don't have Commander. That's it. Just Pioneer. I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm not going to complain because Pioneer's the best format. But
it's because Pioneer is currently the competitive format right now, if I'm not wrong.
It hasn't been supported since 2024.
That doesn't mean it's not the competitive format for some of them.
True. I mean, you can go to an RCQ at a regional and qualify for a standard event if you wanted to, but
it's so awesome that you don't have to be good at the format that you can qualify for.
As long as you're just good at the game in general, that's all that matters, I guess, to them. I don't know. I mean, technically, it takes a lot more work and effort to win a big regional for extra than it would.
It takes a lot more work and effort to qualify for Legacy. Remember that, guys.
We're not going there. We're not going there. That's too far.
No, that's essentially what you just said. Yeah. Extra regulation is Legacy. We just have a smaller card pool at the moment. I don't think reintroducing cards that were broken in the first year or 2 of the game's design makes you more skillful.
We shall see, because we have not seen the format yet. But that's going to be...
Please, Kebs, stop. This is not a good hill to die on, dog.
I was saying that in a joking manner, but okay. I was being sarcastic.
Joking, as he says, with all the maliciousness of his little cat that lives in his house.
Hey, she's old. Get off her back.
Guys, you heard it here. KebbieG's a cat person.
I have one cat, bro. One cat.
He told me he has 5 cats. He goes to animal shelters not to look at the dogs. He told me he hates dogs, but he goes and
told me
plays
that
with
too.
cats.
Yeah. He also apparently hates bighorned lizards. I don't know what's up with that.
He also told me, and this is crazy, that he hates big titty goth girls.
That's true.
Okay, now we're going too far. Now let's close it out to the end of the stream.
That's
What's the saying? One tit in the hand's better than 2 in the bush?
That's true.
So, talk to you guys next week. Let us know in the comment section which topics you guys want us to cover. If you have any questions for any of us, just don't address them at favorite anime villain.
That's true. Don't ask me anything.
Yeah,
I'm
we do
washed.
not want to ask him a single question. We tried to
I'll go on
minimize
a
that as much
rant.
as possible. Because,
True.
For
Make
good-
sure you
for good
ask
quality
me. I
content.
promise I will not just be like an 8-ball.
This is literally the 2-hour talk session of me rambling about shit that doesn't matter.
But in the end, it matters because it matters to him.
It's peak.
And
What are y'all
we'll
talking about?
talk to you guys next week.